Hey guys, and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the functional trainer seated cable row, and we're going to be taking a supinated grip with this exercise. It's a great exercise for your back, so I highly recommend you guys do it. First thing you're going to want to do is set up your height of the cable to around a little bit lower than hip height, and then your rotation arm, bring that all the way to the inside. So we want to put that at like a 1, that way you're inside the machine and not in the middle of the gym. And then choose your appropriate weight. Start off light, make sure you can do 20 repetitions, and then slowly start to increase the weight every other week. Once you have that, grab a bench or box, something between 12 to 24 inches. That way you're nice and upright, and then sit upright, of course, and lean slightly forward. Don't lean back while you do this. And with your palms facing up, you really want to come to a full extension when you're going towards the machine, and then full contraction when you're squeezing your back. But before we continue, a word from today's video sponsor.
Me. I'm today's video sponsor, and if you'd like help losing fat or gaining muscle, there's a few ways I can help you down below. Either set up a free consultation with us, purchase through one of our free affiliate links, or purchase one of our instant access affordable training programs. Can't wait to be of service to you. Now let's get back to the rest of the video.
And the next thing I want you guys to think about, and this is probably the most important thing, especially when you're doing most back exercises, is making sure that you're protracting the scapula when you're going forward and retracting the scapula when you're going back. So I'll show you at a different angle here. Your shoulders are basically going to come forward. That way you get a good stretch, and then your shoulders are going to come back. So you're not going to just keep your shoulders rotated forward as you're trying to squeeze your back. You want to actually allow that stretch to happen. And then when you're pulling the weight back and contracting your back, you want to think about almost squeezing your shoulder blades together. Imagine there's a penny in between your shoulder blades, and you're thinking about squeezing your shoulder blades together. That way you can contract your back efficiently. Another thing is you want to make sure that you're pulling that bar right above, I would say, your belly button or a little bit higher. You don't want to pull it to your chest, and you don't want to pull it to your hips. You want to pull it like right in between, I would say, the belly button and the chest, like in between there. That way it's more natural, because if you notice here at this angle, my forearms are parallel with the ground. That's what you want to think about when you're doing most rowing exercises. What that's going to do is going to make it so that you're not flexing your arms so much and using them as much as possible. You want to really think about squeezing your back. Another key thing is make sure you keep your elbows tucked in. You don't want your elbows flaring out with this exercise. If you take a pronated grip, it will flare out a little bit, but that's fine. When you have a supinated grip, I highly recommend you keep your elbows tucked in. That's a natural position for your elbow when your palms are facing up. Just try it right now. It's easier to just keep your elbows in when your palms are up. Next, here's some mistakes that I want you guys to avoid. Leaning back as you're rowing. You don't want to do that. It's just using more momentum. In most cases, that means that the weight is too heavy. You need to lower the weight. Another thing is to keep your shoulders protracted and do half reps. You don't want that. You want to retract the scapula. And you can't do that if you're protracted. So you notice my shoulders are forward the whole time. I'm not squeezing my back. Also, you want to sit upright. You don't want to be bending over like this with a hunchback. Sit up nice and tall and squeeze your back. Another thing is make sure that you keep your chin tucked. That way you're not putting a lot of pressure on your neck.